Alrighty gamers, this is it. We're about to unveil our plans for Nintendo Switch Online. Wait a second, are they actually going to take steps to make Nintendo's Online better? I don't know, maybe. But are you ready? You bet I'm ready. Are you sure you're ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you sure that you're sure? Yes, dude, hurry up. I mean, seriously, it takes forever to keyframe this stuff. Oh, look at that, I've been speaking for too long and my background disappeared. Are you sure that you're ready? Actually, I need a moment to reconsider. Too late. So whenever it comes to Nintendo, their online's always been pretty lackluster, especially in comparison to the competition. Especially during the Wii and DS era, online was pretty limited whenever it came to Nintendo games. There are also plenty of other problems too, such as friend codes being inconvenient, and while this personally didn't bother me, there was a lack of voice chat. But you know what? This was more than tolerable because of one very good reason. It was free. That was always the #1 thing Nintendo had over Microsoft and Sony. While their online was a lot more polished and had a lot more to offer, it was also $60 a year. And if you ask me, no. The subpar, screw it, barely serviceable online program Nintendo had was looking a lot better now. And whenever they began to transition over to the Wii U and 3DS, online got a lot more expanded. There were a lot more options now, and there were even a lot of games that were solely dedicated to online. There were a lot of good examples of this, such as Mario Maker, which had a huge community, and also Splatoon. Of course, it was still pretty rough, but I was just happy to not have to annually pay for it. But then, during the Nintendo Switch presentation, the world came to an end.
Users will be able to try out Nintendo Switch online services for free during a trial period after launch. Then, it will become a paid service beginning in the fall of 2017.
And just like that, one huge upside to Nintendo's online was stripped away. Okay, well, it was still like $20, which is much better compared to the competition. But the point still stands. Nintendo was going to charge money for their lackluster online service. Now, granted, at the time, we were unaware of whether or not it was actually going to be as lackluster as we thought, because they were trying to add more features to it, such as a smartphone device that you can call up your friends with. Or, you know, you could just use Discord, but whatever. One good thing about this was that all the features weren't completed yet, so it was going to launch in fall. So while it was still in development, from March till fall of 2017, online was going to remain free. Well, except for that one part where it didn't come out until a full year after it was planned to. And considering what we eventually got and how long they had to delay it for, it confirms my suspicion about one thing. So, what did we end up getting? Well, for your $20 annual subscription, you get an NES library that you can play online with your friends, a smartphone app that you can use to voice chat with your friends, which in all honesty is pretty lackluster, but it also has extra uses for select games, such as viewing Smash Bros.' community-made content on the go. Like seriously, we need more games like Smash Bros. And Splatoon 2 that put use to this thing. It's actually really neat what all you can view. Access to a save data cloud service, and finally what they described as special features. So I want to take a look at all these features to identify the positives and negatives of each. So let go. In September of 2018, the service was finally released alongside a preview trailer within a Nintendo Direct. The trailer itself details everything I listed off earlier, and it seemed kind of cool, but I was still iffy about it. But it blessed the internet with the best reaction image ever. So as I stated earlier, before the release, online remained free. Of course, it didn't have any of those features yet, and it was just typical online, and yeah, it was pretty average, all things considered. Nintendo's always had a bit of an issue whenever it came to online connections being laggy, and Splatoon 2 gave me a handful of connection errors, especially at launch. So when the online program was finally released, was it touched up? As far as I'm aware, no. Yeah, even though they're getting funding from an annual subscription, the online hasn't really been improved at all. And funnily enough, with Smash Ultimate coming out just a few months after this, the connection problems actually became more noticeable. You have to have a good connection to play well on Smash Bros. Online. Now, most of the time, the only issues I have are slight input lag. And that's because of one thing that I'm actually really thankful for. If the game detects that you have a bad internet connection, it won't let you play online for a little while. But the game appears to pick and choose, because I've gotten into plenty of matches with tons of lag to the point where it feels like I'm watching a slideshow presentation. And this is the part where he pressed the A button. Oh my gosh!
$20. $20.
But other than the occasionally very terrible laggy match, I think Smash Bros. Is generally fine. I just wish that the online could be of consistent quality. You know what makes me upset? Nintendo doesn't actually invest in online servers and instead do peer-to-peer connections. Here's what that means. Imagine you're playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online, and there's 12 players in a lobby. One of these 12 players will be assigned as the host, and the other 11 players will connect to their Wi-Fi. Now, if Nintendo were to invest in servers instead, all the players would connect to the server for a better connection. Now, I know what you're about to say. But Logo, servers cost money and need maintenance! And you know, you actually have a point. Oh, wait a second! Looks like they weren't trying to improve online at all, and were just doing this as a cash grab. But Logo, isn't the point of a business to make money? Butch? Oh yeah, excuse me for 1 second while I go complain about purchasing online. A 12-month subscription is $20. That's pretty nice, but they also have a family membership. The family membership can cover for 8 Nintendo accounts, and it's $36 for an annual subscription. And if you actually had 8 people in one plan, that's a really good deal. But one huge issue with buying a family plan is that you have to have a credit or debit card linked to your Nintendo account. I get that a lot of people already do this to conveniently buy games off the eShop, but I don't like using credit or debit cards. So why is this required? For automatic renewal. This is so stupid and unnecessary. The purpose of automatic renewal for the business is to get your payment as quickly as possible. The purpose of automatic renewal for the consumer is to make things more convenient. Issue is, it just makes things more inconvenient! And since I'm complaining about this, it's clearly obvious that I did have to purchase the family plan, but hey, what can I say? Logo's a family man. But now that we've got online quality and actually purchasing a membership out of the way, let's talk about some of the special features. One major feature was the online NES library, a big selection of Nintendo Entertainment System games that you can play on your Switch. It's pretty solid, all things considered. I can't really think of any major titles that's missing. And I have it to thank for introducing me to River City Ransom. Seriously, give it a shot. It's a really fun beat 'em up, and it has a lot of things that you wouldn't expect from an NES game. And plus, it's multiplayer, which brings us to our next big feature of NES Online. Of course, you can play compatible games in multiplayer, but also you can play them online multiplayer. It's something that I didn't expect, but it's very welcome. However, I don't know about you, but the input lag is really bad when playing online. Of course, this can be an issue when playing Smash Bros, but it's a lot more noticeable when playing NES games. And yes, I've played Smash Ultimate and NES Online with the same connection in the same room with the same conditions on multiple occasions. Which hurts to say because online multiplayer for NES games is a really cool feature. And I hate to say this, but every single part of this entire service seems to have one blatant flaw. The online itself hasn't been improved that much, the NES library unfortunately has some connection issues, and the smartphone app is underutilized. And on top of all that, the save data cloud isn't even compatible with every game. And then there's the special offers. These special offers include being able to purchase a pair of NES controllers that can only be used with NES Online, and also cost $60. You can buy a pair of vouchers that you can use to download 2 Nintendo Switch games for $100. Look, I understand that you save money by doing this, but I don't think I want to be spending $100 at once for video game. There was also Tetris 99, which was a free downloadable game. Even though the game doesn't have much depth, it's still pretty fun, especially for a free title, so that's pretty nice. And then they introduced paid DLC. This is such a rough service that they really shouldn't have even bothered with. They desperately want to make money off of online, yet they have no way to properly entice people. No, wait, I just realized what I said was wrong. Of course they have a way to entice people. It's online! It doesn't matter how problematic the connections can be, or how weak the voice chat is, or even the criticisms, Nintendo knows that you'll buy it anyway. And no, I'm not about to go into a protest to stop you from purchasing Nintendo Switch Online. You wanna know why you'll buy it and why I'll continue to buy it? It's not because of any of the features Nintendo tries to advertise. It's because of one thing, just the online. Online play has become a huge part of games nowadays. Heck, games like Mario Maker 2, which is coming out soon, revolve around online, and they have almost nothing to do if you don't play online. And what about Splatoon 2, which doesn't have that much single player content? If you don't buy Switch Online, that's $60 down the drain. So of course, you want to buy a membership. That way so you can play with your friends, so you can play online, so you can get more out of your game. And that hurts to say because even though I think that this service is absolute garbage, I still want to purchase it. I remember whenever this service first launched, I immediately wanted to make a video about it, and if you think I'm acting dramatic now, then be glad I never got around to making that video. And I'm kinda glad that I sat on that idea for a while because it gave me more and more material to work with over time. Such as Mario Maker 2 not allowing you to play online with friends. And all we can do is complain, which isn't going to get us anywhere because Nintendo knows that we're going to continue buying memberships regardless of the quality.
But Logo, what was the point of the video then?